Your entire life, you have been told that eating more frequently keeps your metabolism running. 3 meals a day, snacks in between, never skip breakfast. Keep the engine burning. But here is what that advice never accounted for. Your body was never designed to run like a factory that never closes. It was designed to run like a city. And every city on the planet shuts down at night, so the maintenance crews can fix what broke during the day. When you eat once a day, you are not starving. You are finally giving your body the silence it needs to repair itself. Today, we are going hour by hour through what actually happens inside your body during a full day of eating just one meal. What shuts down, what switches on, and the precise moment when everything changes. Let's start the clock. The clock starts the moment you finish your last bite. For the first 4 hours, nothing dramatic is happening. Your stomach is processing, your small intestine is absorbing, your pancreas is producing insulin to manage the glucose flooding your bloodstream. Think of insulin as a traffic controller, standing in the middle of a busy intersection. While the controller is working, traffic only flows in one direction. Energy moves into your cells. None of it comes out. Your fat cells are completely sealed, locked, inaccessible. This is not a flaw in your biology. This is the design. Your body is doing exactly what it was built to do after a meal. It is prioritizing, processing, and storing. Any excess glucose that your cells cannot immediately use gets packaged into a molecule called glycogen and stored in your liver and muscles. Glycogen is your body's emergency cache, fast to access but limited in supply. At this point, you feel comfortable, you feel normal, but nothing has changed yet. The real story begins when the insulin starts to fall. Around hour 6, something shifts. The energy from your meal is fading. Your blood sugar begins its descent back toward baseline. Insulin starts pulling back, and your brain, which monitors your fuel levels with extraordinary precision, sends a signal. That signal has a name: ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone, and when it spikes, your stomach growls, your focus drifts, and a very convincing voice inside your head tells you that you are about to starve to death. You are not. What you are experiencing is your body encountering a fuel transition it has almost never been forced to make. Most modern people eat before ghrelin even has a chance to peak. The hunger arrives, and within 20 minutes it is silenced with another snack. The body never learns to manage itself. If you stay the course past the ghrelin spike, something remarkable happens. Your liver, recognizing that no new food is arriving, opens the glycogen reserves. It begins breaking down stored sugars methodically to keep your blood glucose stable. Your brain stays sharp. Your muscles stay functional. You are not losing anything. You are finally spending the savings you have been accumulating for years. Hour 12 is where the biology gets genuinely interesting. Your glycogen reserves are approaching empty. The easy fuel is nearly gone. And now your body faces a decision it rarely gets to make in the modern world. It can panic, or it can adapt. Because you are built from millions of years of evolutionary engineering designed for exactly this moment, your body adapts. Insulin drops to its absolute floor, and when insulin falls that low, an enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase activates. This enzyme does one specific thing: it unlocks your fat cells. For the first time in perhaps days, weeks, or for some people months, your body begins pulling energy directly from your stored body fat. Not from yesterday's lunch, not from the granola bar you had at 3 in the afternoon, from you. This is the metabolic shift that changes everything. Between hour 14 and 16, the experience of fasting transforms completely. The hunger that dominated hours 6 through 12 begins to dissolve. This surprises most people. They expect the hunger to keep building indefinitely. But hunger is driven by fluctuating blood sugar, and once your body transitions to burning fat, your fuel supply stops fluctuating. Fat is not a roller coaster. Fat is a reservoir. Even a lean person carries tens of thousands of calories of stored fat. That is a fuel tank capable of running the body for weeks without a single bite of food. Your body has simply never been allowed to tap into it properly. As your body breaks down fat tissue, your liver converts the fatty acids into ketones. This matters enormously for your brain because your brain cannot burn fat directly. It needs either glucose or ketones, And it turns out your brain does not merely tolerate ketones, it thrives on them. Ketones burn with significantly less metabolic waste than glucose, less oxidative stress, less cellular damage, more efficient energy production per molecule. This is why around hour 16, people consistently report a shift in mental state. The fog lifts. Thinking becomes sharper, faster, and cleaner. This is not a coincidence. Evolution made hunger sharpen the mind on purpose. A prehistoric human who became slow and confused when food was unavailable would not survive long enough to pass on their genes. Hunger was designed to make you more capable, not less. Now we arrive at what many researchers consider the most significant phase of the entire cycle. Your cells have been running on their own reserves for hours. No new raw materials are arriving from outside. So your body does something extraordinary. It turns inward and begins auditing itself. Inside each of your cells, there are structures that have been damaged, proteins that have folded incorrectly, mitochondria that are no longer functioning efficiently, and in some cases, pathogens that have been hiding inside the cellular machinery. Under normal feeding conditions, these damaged components accumulate. They slow everything down. Over decades, this accumulation contributes to accelerated aging, chronic inflammation, and degenerative disease. But when insulin is low and the cell is running lean, a process activates called autophagy. The cell builds a membrane around its own damaged components, dissolves them, and recycles the raw materials into brand new functional structures. Your body is literally rebuilding itself from the inside, using its own debris as construction material. This is why people who fast consistently report improvements in skin clarity, joint comfort, and overall energy levels that have nothing to do with weight loss. The repair happening at the cellular level is real, measurable, and profound. The cleaning crew is finally on the clock. At this point, a reasonable concern surfaces. If your body is breaking down its own components for fuel, does that include your muscle? This is the most persistent myth about fasting, and it is completely backwards. At approximately hour 20, your body releases a powerful counter-response to protect your lean tissue. Human growth hormone, HGH. And during extended fasting, HGH levels can rise by over 1,000%. HGH is a muscle preservation signal. It communicates directly to your tissues and delivers a clear biological instruction. The fat reserves are the fuel source. The muscle is off limits. Think of it this way. Your body fat is the firewood stacked outside. Your muscle is the furniture inside the house. Your body will burn through every log in the shed before it even considers touching a chair. The combination of peak HGH and minimal insulin creates a hormonal environment that almost never exists outside of fasting. You are simultaneously burning fat at maximum efficiency and protecting your muscle with precision. This is why athletes who incorporate fasting do not shrink. They sharpen. You have now arrived at your eating window. And this is where many people completely undo everything they have built. Your body at hour 23 is not the same body it was at hour 0. Your insulin sensitivity is at its peak. Your cells are ready to absorb nutrients with extraordinary efficiency. Your digestive system has had nearly a full day of rest. The gut lining has reduced its inflammation. The hormones that regulate hunger and fullness are finally communicating properly with each other. You are not just hungry, you are primed, which means that what you eat in this window matters more than it does at any other point in the day. If you break a 23-hour fast with processed food, refined sugar, or fast food, you are flooding an extremely sensitive and receptive system with low-quality material. The insulin spike will be exaggerated, the crash will be harder, and you will have wasted the extraordinary internal work your body just completed. Start with protein. High-quality, complete protein. Your body has just spent hours recycling damaged cellular structures, and it needs amino acids to rebuild them properly. Eggs, salmon, chicken, red meat. Follow with healthy fats. Avocado, olive oil, nuts. Since your metabolic machinery is already running on fat, continuing to feed it fat keeps the transition smooth and prevents a dramatic insulin spike. Then add volume through vegetables. Dense leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, fermented foods. You are eating once,
which means you need to deliver your full micronutrient requirements in a single sitting. When you eat this way, something most people do not expect happens. You get full quickly. The hormonal system that regulates satiety is now working exactly as it was designed to work.
One more thing you need to know before you try this. If you currently eat 3 meals a day, plus snacks, and you attempt to jump directly to 1 meal tomorrow, you are going to feel terrible. Not because the approach is wrong, because your body has spent years building the metabolic habits required to run on constant glucose, and it needs time to build new ones. The enzymes required to efficiently burn fat need to be manufactured. The liver needs to practice producing ketones. The hormonal communication system needs to recalibrate. This process takes 1 to 3 weeks. During that window, you may experience headaches, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. This is normal. This is adaptation. The most effective way to manage it is electrolytes. When insulin drops, your kidneys release sodium and water rapidly. Replenish it. A small amount of quality salt in your water during the fasting window eliminates most of the early symptoms almost immediately. Take the transition gradually. Push your first meal back by 2 hours, then 4, then skip it entirely, then push your second meal earlier. Let your biology follow rather than forcing it. One important note: this protocol is designed for healthy adults. If you are pregnant, nursing, managing diabetes, dealing with a history of disordered eating, or under significant chronic stress, this approach requires direct medical guidance before you attempt it. Most of us have been taught to fear hunger, to treat it as an emergency signal that requires an immediate response. Eat before you feel hungry. Eat before your meeting. Eat before you travel. Never let yourself get to that point. But hunger is not a crisis. It is a biological gear your body was built to operate in. When you eat once a day, you are not depriving yourself. You are giving your body the one thing modern life almost never gives it: uninterrupted time to do its own maintenance. The fat gets burned, the cells get cleaned, the muscle gets protected, the hormones get rebalanced, the gut gets rested. You are not running on empty. You are running on yourself. So I want to know, where are you in this journey? Are you still eating 3 meals a day, or have you already started pushing your first meal back? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this breakdown changed how you think about hunger, leave a like on the video. It genuinely helps more people find this information.